Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many, probably. But trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard. In a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer purchased 2 of these portable power stations and found that while both units were well made and functional, their performance didn't quite live up to the advertised specifications. After putting them through their paces, our reviewer noted a significant discrepancy, especially when using the AC outlet. When powering a small, low-wattage fan from the standard wall plug, the runtime was surprisingly short. This suggested that the internal component that converts battery power for AC use was very inefficient, performing well below the typical average for such devices. Essentially, a lot of the stored energy was being lost before it even got to the appliance. On the other hand, the experience was much better when using the DC and USB outputs. Powering a 12V car fan directly from the DC port gave a runtime that was much more in line with the product's claimed capacity, indicating the battery itself holds a decent charge. Further testing with a fan on the USB ports yielded similarly positive results, showing that the unit performs quite well as long as you avoid using the standard AC plug. This client did notice a few other quirks. A very low power USB light wouldn't turn on, which might mean the ports require a minimum power draw to activate. The built-in emergency light, however, was a nice touch and worked well. Both units also charged up in a reasonable amount of time with the included charger. In the end, our reviewer's verdict was mixed. The poor AC efficiency is a major drawback. However, considering the strong performance on the DC and USB sides, they felt it was still a worthwhile purchase for the price they paid. They would recommend it if you can find it on sale and primarily need it for USB or 12V devices, but would caution against paying full price due to its limitations.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer originally purchased this portable power station with outdoor activities like drone flying and photography in mind, seeking a reliable source of off-grid energy. Upon receiving the unit, our reviewer was immediately impressed by how lightweight it was. A clever design touch that stood out was the inclusion of handles on both the top and the side, which offered a practical way to hang the device. This client noted they could easily see it clipped to a tent pole or a hook, allowing its integrated light to serve as an excellent backup lamp for camping or other situations. When it came to charging the device itself, the flexibility of using either USB-C or a DC power supply was a major plus. However, our reviewer wished the DC charging input supported a wider voltage range, which would allow for more convenient charging directly from a car's 12-volt port or a greater variety of solar panels. In terms of capacity, testing showed that the unit held enough energy to recharge a standard mid-sized drone battery about 1.5 times, providing a solid performance benchmark for its size. The outputs proved to be a bit of a mixed bag. While the USB ports are perfectly adequate for charging phones and tablets, they lack the power needed for more demanding gear like a laptop or a dedicated drone battery charger. For those items, the built-in AC inverter is necessary. The catch is that using the inverter is less efficient and puts a significant strain on the battery's endurance. Ultimately, this power station occupies a unique middle ground. It's far more capable than a simple pocket-sized power bank, but doesn't have the massive output or longevity of a larger, heavier unit. It strikes a balance for those who need features like an inverter in a package that's still light enough to carry around without much hassle.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer already had a similar device, but was interested to see how this portable power station would stack up. Unlike some of the beefier models out there with fancy peak wattage features, this one's pretty straightforward. Think of it as a beefed-up rechargeable battery, perfect for keeping your phones and tablets topped off. It does have a small inverter with a single AC outlet pushing out 100W max, so technically it qualifies as a power station, but its capabilities are somewhat limited. Beyond LED lights or other low-power gadgets, don't expect it to run much else. Anything with a motor or a heating element will likely be a no-go. Our reviewer mentioned trying it with a low-power 85W camping fan, which only lasted about an hour before draining the battery. Thankfully, this device comes with its own AC charger, because charging via the USB-C port takes ages. It also includes an adapter for a 12V car adapter port, which opens up options for powering smaller gadgets that draw 150W or less. A built-in flashlight offers 3 brightness settings and a pulsing mode, which is a nice touch. USB-A and USB-C ports protected by a sliding door handle your charging cords. While our reviewer isn't quite sure about its daily use just yet, they envision it finding a niche as a dedicated battery block, maybe in an RV or car, for those unexpected situations where extra power is needed. Overall, they found it to be a well-made little device, and if your intended use aligns with its capabilities, it could be a worthwhile purchase.
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.